Hi everyone, welcome back. Kay here from the Kay Wolf Studio. Just a quick apology for not doing anything for so long. It has been winter here and it has been freezing in my studio, which is outside in my backyard. So I've kind of avoided coming out here to do too much and try and stay warm inside, doing some embroidery and other things, etc. Now that I'm in Melbourne too, by the way, so we're still in pretty hard lockdown, but we're in spring, so the weather is gorgeous. Very windy today, however, but it is warm and sunny and really encouraging to get back out here. So I thought, I better get out. So I did, and I discovered this little thing that I've been working on for way too long. It is just a little mini manila folder type album that I made going along with Michelle from New Zealand. I think it's Paper Addiction. She does the most amazing tutorials for things like this, and I did this one a long time ago, as I said, and I downloaded the same printable that she was making hers with, which I think is from Ephemera's Garden, and it is called Steampunk something, Springtime, which is appropriate for now, but I will try and find all of that information and put it in the description if you're interested. So I was flipping through this. I had started it a long time ago, just needs some more little things to be added to it. This is just the way I've done it. It's part of their printout. I turned it into a little book with some, it's all about birds obviously, and eggs. So the book has got some little things in it, and you can include other things if you want to write in it. Here it is. And that's just in one of the, this is also from the printout, which is really handy. And as I said, I followed along with Michelle's tutorial to make it. I loved it. Little tag from the printout as well, I think. Or it might be one of the freebies. I can't remember. It was so long ago I started it that, you know, I did add some stitching as I went along too. Here is just a little journal card in this one that I decorated and popped in just in a little envelope and decorated that as well. But there's lots of different ways that you can do this. It's just a way of using the printout, which is so nice. It's got so many different things in it. Might actually be a couple of printouts. I think there's a steampunk one and a springtime one as well. And there's loads of pockets in this particular folder or little book that you can add different things in. They pop out the top as well. Did I show you that one? Oh no, here it is. There. There's a little pop out there too at the top. When I say pop out, it's a pocket that you can pop in whatever you like. More little, whoops, journal cards in there from the kit. And that just goes, I think there's 2 or 3 that go in this way with this design. And there's a couple that go out on the side too, but you can, you know, just add little tabs so you can pull them out. Now, as I'm going through the book, when I discovered it again and realised I had to finish it, I thought, oh, there's more there. There's another one from the top. Like that. I've discovered that I had some blank areas. That's all right on that one, I think. This one here, I might put something else here, I'm not sure, but this one definitely needed something, as well as this one, and probably this one. This here, I just stuck a little glassine envelope on the tag that I made for there, and just tucked in some little cards from the, obviously I've batched them onto lined paper or lined card, so you can journal in them. And this one was, I can't remember where I got that one from actually, but I just decorated it with a little butterfly there. And of course it's not going to go back in now, is it? So there's that, and I will stick that on there at some point once I get it back in. And here I need to create something as well. This here was something I found in an old, like in my collage scrap box, and it was a thing that I got in a cafe that had the cutlery in, that I saved the, I don't even think that cafe is there anymore. Mind you, a lot of places have gone now because of not being able to stay open, I guess. And as I said, we're still in stage 4 here in Melbourne, and hopefully by next Sunday or Sunday week we might be coming out with a few less restrictions on our lives, which will be nice. Mind you, I do enjoy being inside and doing more creative things. However, you can end up with a bit of cabin fever, and particularly because if you have to go out, you've got to wear a mask, and you know, that's no fun. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of videos also while I've been in lockdown, and discovered that there are so many people doing so many similar things. And I thought, oh well, why don't I? Now I just wanted something really kind of plain for here, and in the kit there are these that you can cut out and fold into envelopes and that sort of thing, but that to me is not, it's just too close. So I wanted to do something a bit more contrasty and use up some scraps and some book pages and that sort of thing. So I I did copy the pattern here. I just traced around it on a book page and folded it up, turned it into that one there. So that's a good one. That's an easy one to pop on. There are other things as well, and like I said, I've been watching quite a few videos. I don't know if you watch Roxy Creations. She's a Aussie girl in Italy doing some amazing things. She's quite prolific, does lots and lots and lots of videos. So she's, you know, I don't do anywhere near that amount, but I get a lot of inspiration from her, and have started to do a bit of stash busting the way she does with book pages and like your collage bits and pieces. For example, there's another little pocket that I made which started life like just like this, a book page folded up, and then again to create a pocket, decorated it with some scrap papers, etc., and then stitched around it afterwards. I won't do any stitching on the video today because my machine is on the other side of the studio and my camera or my phone thingy is here. So until I figure out how to do that, it'll be done once I'm finished doing that. But this pocket's just this. You can make anything to pop in there. Obviously, it's just a commercially purchased tag. So I guess it's a standard size, but you can make tags any size you like. There's one of the pockets as well from the kit with just some little bits and pieces, not actually tags, just some of the cutouts in there, which is good. So I will, just a bit of a craft along, maybe we'll decorate some of these with some scrapbook, or when I say scrapbook, just pages from my collage box. We all have one of those, I'm sure, with scraps that we've saved for some reason or another. Now I just got to get a, like I said, I won't do any stitching on the video because that could be a bit tiresome. So basically it's just a book page that I've folded in half and unfolded it and made a little angle here, which, as I said, I saw Rachel doing these as well, and they're so great. You can just keep going, doing one after the other and saving them up to use in your journals or in your other artwork as you go along. sorry, just had to move away and get something to glue on, which can be really helpful. And because it's just a book page, it's kind of weakish. So I guess by building up other papers on it, it will give it some strength. And you can always rip them down and make them smaller if you like. That one might be a bit wide. So I'll just get my ruler here. And you can always cut them, you don't have to rip them. But this paper is pretty old, so it rips quite well, quite easy. Like that. You might just rip off the bottom as well. So no plan to this video, I just decided I should really video what I'm doing during the day. I'm just going to have a drink. Pardon me. So much wind, as I said, today, spring day, it is beautiful, but so windy. But at least the washing will get dry. Now you can put anything from your scrap box. This is kind of nice. On there. Just going to grab some ink. Just ink up the edges so they don't look too, don't want to add in too much more white or cream, I should say. I've had this paper forever. Can't think of the name of the store that I got it from, but that's gone from where it was as well, which was just in my local shopping centre, and I kind of liked it there. But now it just moved on, which is fine. But as I said, a lot of places are going to be moving on, unfortunately, due to this COVID thing. I guess it's just going to be a way we have to get used to. See, it's nice and warm now, so the glue's gone a bit gloopy. Anyway. So like I said, no plan for the video. Just decided to turn on the camera as I was going. And see what I can come up with. I've got this on the chair next to me now. Just bring that over a bit. It's got a straight edge there. Yeah, so I will try and include these amazing people in the description below if you're interested in, you know, making these little books. They're great. You could use them. I mean, obviously I stuck with the same theme that Michelle did, which was the steampunk printable, and it was fantastic. I used a lot of it in another book that I did. I did a tome that was all steampunk, and that was a good one too to be in, to use all those things in. Sometimes you need to see what other people do with these things to even know that there are these things to get, like the printables and etc. I don't want to use that one. I'll just put a bit of you there. So I hope everyone's doing well in their place and not struggling like we are here, but we'll get there. We only had, what day is it today? Monday. I think we only had 41 new cases reported today, which is really way down on how we've been. But, you know, I don't know how many were tested. My daughter told me the figures this morning. I'm sort of getting a bit over the news, trying just to get the figures and switch the news off, because it can be kind of depressing when you hear it all the time, sadly. wants to hear it all the time, that's for sure. You've got to stay on top of these things so you know when you can go to the hairdresser. Thank goodness you can't see me on this video. My hair is in dire need of attention, as I'm sure a lot of people are. But still, it can be kind of upsetting for some. You don't have to tear all of your collage bits. Sometimes it's nice to have some sharper edges just to give it a bit of a different look. So that's what you can do. Just decorate as much or as little of the pocket that you've created as you want. Now, as I said, I will stitch around a lot of these a bit later. I'll see if I can find some that I did the other day. Here we are. This one doesn't have much collage on it. It's just one piece. I just covered the whole thing with one piece of paper. These are like those skeleton leaves, but printed in gold. And then just I stitched around it, hold it all together. Here's another one, not that dissimilar to this one that I did. This one's got a postcard in it, but again just stitched all around. Once the glue had dried. I don't like putting sticky glue through my machine, it sort of globs it up a bit, the needle, but that's all right. So you know, you don't have to put lots and lots of different bits and pieces. Obviously, you can just do one big sheet if you want to. There was something else here too. Oh yeah, here we are. Here's another one with one big piece on it. I sort of felt it had enough on it anyway without wanting to add too much to it other than the stitching. There's that. That was that corner piece there. I stuck it upside down here. And just another piece of collage paper onto that one. So this one I'll put in, as I said, to be stitched. I might pop something else up there in the meantime. I can find something. And you've always got your offcuts from the printables as well that you can include in these things. So there's another one done. I might just stick that down too. When you stitch it all together, I mean, it doesn't have to be stitched. If you haven't got a machine, you can always just glue it around these two sides here, and then you've got your pocket. And now there was one that I did. So, oh, there it is. I just put on a piece of tissue over the top, down in here. I mean, you don't have to decorate this side if you don't feel like it. But that's what I did there. Just had that piece kicking around on the desk, and I thought, oh, I'll just stick that on there. And it looked okay. There's that. Do I want to put a little thing there, or I might just wait till I stitch it and see what it looks like, and I can go from there. So there's that. They can all go back in to the... Yeah, so once you've done all of your bits like that, here's another one. This one is a little tiny one. Now, oh, I'll show you why I made it that size. Because I didn't want it to be so big. And this is part of the printable kit that you can just, you know, you buy folded up and stick it in to whatever it is you're doing. I liked the size of it, so I just sort of measured it up on the folded piece and just tore all around it. Actually, I didn't tear this one. I cut it with just some deckled edge scissors. Mind you, you can tear it or just cut it with straight, doesn't matter. And then decorate that how you'd like it. Stick that in your book with a card in. It might be easier to cope with a smaller tag. You won't have to make anything to go with that. That'll fit in there quite nicely. So there's that. So what, as I was saying, with this book, where are we? Let's get that over there. I wanted something kind of contrasty for here. So it can be that one or it can be this one. Just something that doesn't take away from the background too much, which is kind of nice. That one would probably be similar. Maybe I will use one of these that I made on that second one. There. Although that's the same there. Not that that matters, but anyway, might do that. So I'll decorate this one as well. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you. As I said, I really didn't plan anything for today. Just wanted to make sure there was something going up on my channel. Been picking up a few extra subscribers, so thank you and welcome. Hope you like it. And mostly my videos are flip throughs rather than this sort of thing. There's my little ruler, here it is. But I'm trying different things these days too. It's kind of good to get into another way of thinking from time to time, rather than do the same thing over and over again. And I'm trying to get through a lot of scraps and things. I don't even know why I've hung on to half of them, but I have. I'm trying to throw out, as you know, if I create something that I like, a scrap or whatever, and I sort of think, I don't know if I need that or not. I'm trying to be a bit more brutal and a bit harsher and throw things away rather than hold on to them, because you can end up with tubs and tubs and tubs of scraps that never get looked at. I didn't ink around the edge of this one, but that's all right. I'll probably go over it with other things because it's quite big. But I like script and text, but I'm covering up text. I get that, so let's hold that over there before it sticks too much. I might just chop it off. Like that. And there we go. Oh, this one I made a little flap on the inside to stick that down on, so it had a bottom without having to stitch. Although you can still stitch it anyway, whether you fold it up or not. What did I want to do? Oh, okay. There it is. I don't usually work up here. This is my high desk. I've got a high desk and a low desk where I can sit down. I'm actually standing because this is the standing desk. I guess sometimes you need to have a different position to work in if you know, getting tired of sitting all day. I'm trying not to be out here all day, but today I think I might be, because I seem to have caught up on everything inside, which is good. Had a big spring cleaning weekend because I had the family at home. And when I say the family at home, everyone's home, working from home now, so it's kind of nice to escape out here by myself. Put a sign on the door and hope they can manage. I'm sure they can manage all day on their own. It gets to sort of sound a bit of a busy workplace in there by the time everyone's up and working. So again, I've missed that corner. I'll put something up there. Yeah, so times are different. That's true. So different that we all have to get used to a different way of living. And I think after all of this too, the working from home thing might become more of a regular occurrence in some businesses and companies, which is fine. If it works, it works. If not, then they'll find something else, I'm sure. A different way of doing things. but everything is different, as I said. And I think going forward it's going to be quite a different normal that we have to get used to. Whether we get used to it or not's another thing. But we'll get there. I haven't seen some of these papers forever. Not that I was a scrapbooker ever. I used to just buy their papers because they were nice. I couldn't get them for such a long time. When I first started with stamping, like, you know, seems like 100 years ago, but it was probably only just before my daughter was born. She's now 29. So it was a long time ago. There was not a lot available. So to get now these gorgeous, you know, patterned papers and things, it would have been nice if they were around then. They might have been, but not here so much in Australia. We kind of made our own from different, like wrapping papers and tissue and that sort of thing. Now we don't need to, thank goodness. What did I do with that card? Oh, there it is. That was a funny noise. I don't know where that came from. Don't know if you heard it. So I might just pop that there, and then when I stitch all around it, I might include like a word or a little label of some kind there. But until then, it'll just be this as the backing for it. There's another lady I've been watching as well in Britain. Tina? I can't think of her name, her channel. But she does lots of things like this too. She calls them mass making, which is kind of what you, I guess, fall into when you start with these things, because just one leads to another, to another, to another. And the next thing you know, you've got a box full your journals, which is really handy because then you don't have to think too much about it. Once you finish your journal or your junk journal, you can then embellish your pages with, oops, that was a bit silly, embellish your pages with the things that you've created, doing things like this. There you go, there's a little pocket sealed up on the bottom. And once that's dry properly, as I said, I will probably stitch around, or maybe I shouldn't have stuck that down there yet, because I like to put a stitch along here. And I won't be able to do, oh, there you go. That's alright, I'll leave that open. And then when I stitch, I'll do just a line of stitching down here, fold it all up, glue it in place, and then zip around the whole thing with stitches. I might not glue it in place, I might just stitch it. That might be the easiest. So I'll leave that over there to just dry a bit before it goes into the stitch box. Okay, so hopefully that'll give you some inspiration for today. I don't know how long we've been going. Oh, half an hour. Hopefully that'll give you some inspiration to get through some of your stash as well. And I'll come back after I've done the stitching and show you some different things that I may have added to it tomorrow maybe. I shouldn't say tomorrow because it might not happen. Knowing myself, it may not happen, but I think I should set a challenge during this last bit of the lock-in and see if I can get some more videos done. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Thanks again, and thanks for the new subbies too. You're very welcome to come and watch whatever goes on. Okay, thanks. Stay safe. Bye, everyone.